Hi, my name is Kathy Fosno and this is Kat's Creative Corner. Welcome to Tuesday's card. Today's card is this Sweet Mother's Day card, or today I'm going to make it into a thank you card, but you can use this for a Mother's Day card, you can use it for thinking of you, you can use it for thank you, you could use it for happy birthday or whatever you want. It's just a really pretty little card. Now I've used vellum, as you can see. So I'm just gonna show you how to do that. First, you're going to need a piece of Whisper White cardstock, cut at 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2. And then you just fold that in half. Okay, now these are our brayers. Our brayers come with 2 handles and 4 sponges, so you can change them and do different colors on a project. But in this case, since I didn't need but 2 colors, I'm just going to use the 2 with the handle. Okay, we're going to be using Bermuda Bay to start, and this is going to be like our water. So I'm going to get my sponge. It's best if you go in one stroke, and that way you get more even. The way I was going back and forth, that's not really the correct way to do it. Okay, so I'm going to do it about 1/3 up of the page. And I'm just spraying across. You don't want it to look real perfect because it is water. Okay, so that's done. And then I'm going to take the second one and I'm going to use Soft Sky. And it's not going to be a real big difference, but it's going to be subtle. Okay, I'm going to turn this over so you can watch me better. So it's just a little bit lighter. And just kind of blend it all in. Okay, so now you have your sky and your water. And then we're going to take our basic gray and we're going to stamp some of the little Plant Life from this Swan Lake set, which is the set we're using, the Plant Life. There's like lily pads and little cattails and little flowers. So we're going to do that. You know, guys, I find every now and then that my stamps won't stick. Find it more often than not. So I just take a little in my adhesive and then it stays on. Okay, so we're going to kind of stamp wherever we feel like it. I'm going to put a couple of those, maybe one sort of off. Okay, and then I've got some with more lily pads. Can kind of do that a little lower. Okay, and then I've got 3 little baby swans or ducks. I'm assuming they're swans because we have a mama swan. And I'm going to put them in the water as well. Let's put them over here. There. Okay. And now I'm going to color the plants and the ducks a little bit. The plants, let's see, did I get the wrong one? I think I did. This is not the one I wanted. I wanted Wild Wasabi. Old Olive is a little darker, so I want to get Wild Wasabi. So that's Pear Pizzazz. There it is. I love Wild Wasabi. You'll probably see I use it most of the time. And I'm using the heavier color or heavier brush. I'm not using the pencil. And I'm doing these little lily pads and the leaves. Remember, this is going to be seen through the vellum, so it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. And then we're going to take and we're going to do our, let's see, we need cattails, so we need something light. Let's go with a crumb cake. What do you think? My crumb cake may be in a box waiting, but let's go ahead and do this color. This is crumb cake. Okay, so I did have it. And I'm going to do the little cattails in crumb cake. And then we'll just do a flower in the yellows. Now, see, when you open it, notice there's a wider circle around one end and a skinnier circle around the other end. And this is your pencil tip, the one with the smaller circle, and the one with the wider circle is your brush. These are our Stampin' Right markers. You have to get them in sets, but they are wonderful. I have every color and I use them almost in every card I make in some form. So I think it is a necessary thing to have. Okay, now let's go ahead and go back to our crumb cake. I want to go back and do, actually I'm going to do crumb cake. And I'm just going to do around the little ducklings' wings. And then I'm going to color their beaks with a little bit of orange. I'm going to go right in there and do their beaks. Okay, now that's all you have to do to this page. And now we're going to take our vellum. Now I cut my vellum. It's almost 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, but I cut just a little bit off, maybe 1/8 of an inch on each side. The measurements will be in my explanation online at KatzKreativeKorner.com and a shopping list for all the things I'm using here. And this set will be in our new catalog. So what I'm going to do on this is I'm going to take the little wreath from the Swan Lake set and I am going to use Versamark. And Versamark is a clear sticky ink that you can use to emboss. So I'm going to put that right at the top of my vellum. And I forgot to use my embossing buddy ahead of time. I should have. Well, I won't do it now because I don't want to mess up what I've done. But your embossing buddy helps it from sticking anywhere but where you have the Versamark. And now I'm going to put my swan right there, a little bit of the ways up. Okay. And I am going to say, I think I'm going to do thank you. Instead on the one, my original card, I had Happy Mother's Day, but I think I'm going to put thank you on this one. And I'm going to do that also in the, I'm going to do it right there. Okay, now I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper and I'm going to take my white embossing powder and, well, I had my spoon here. I don't see it, so I'll just pour. Won't hurt anything. I usually use a spoon anymore to spread it. All right, I'm going to lift it up and put it back into the container and then put this back. And I do see a few little spots where it lingered, where it shouldn't be. So I'm going to take my brush, hang on. I have a little brush here and I'm going to just wipe that from being in the way so that it doesn't show up on the card. We don't want extra. We just want where it's supposed to be. Okay, now I'm going to take my heat tool and let it heat a minute because you don't want to let your vellum wait too long or heat too long because it will burn it faster. So now I'm going to see if you can see this as it changes. It's curling, so it's hard for me to show you. Well, I think that about does the whole thing. Okay. Now I want to make sure it's plenty dry. I don't want it to be sticky. And it doesn't, it dries really, really fast. Okay, so now I'm going to turn my embossed side down, and I'm going to color. And I think I'll color the little roses yellow. Yellow roses are my favorite color, and so I'm always coloring something in yellow. And you just fill in here, and remember it's the back side, so it's not gonna, the white's gonna cover up some of it if you go out of line or anything. So let's see. I like the brush better on vellum. All right, so we're gonna color in this little bush. And let's see. Okay, and then we'll do the green. Ooh, I should follow my own directions and look at the circle. And as you can see, I'm not taking a lot of care. I'm just doing it quickly. Okay, let's do a soft pink right around this flower. It looks like it needs something right around the flowers. Okay, now let's see what it looks like. Look at that, how subtle, just subtle colors. I love that. Okay, now we're going to take some Tombow multi-purpose glue, and when you're using vellum, you do not want to put glue where it can be seen through the paper. You want to do it where you have colored. So I'm going to take this multi-purpose glue, make sure it's working, and just lightly put it right in the middle of this plant or wreath. And I'm going to take my card and I'm going to put this right over the top like that. And that's my husband calling. Hang on. Hi, babe. Can I call you right back? Okay, bye. Sorry about that. When the husband calls, you got to answer. Okay, so that's on there. And then I just took some pearls using my basic pearls, and I just added some, let's see, I put some in the top of the flowers. That one's too big. Okay, let's do some little ones. And you know what? I think I'd like to put a couple tiny ones right by the thank you. I think I'll put one on each side of the thank you. You can put these wherever your eye thinks it's needed. So we have the little swan and the babies following the mama and the bushes underneath the vellum. That's your card. You can add a bush inside to make it a little bit more personal and pleasing to the eye. And that's it. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this card. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And go on over to my website, Kat's Creative Corner, to make any purchases and to find the written directions.